Okay, so this is a rising star in the act.
Not really.
The act of falling out of his chair.
Well,
So
this whole floor is kind of off balance. You
I think that's you.
You can think landlords who rent but don't care.
Slumlords is the word you're looking for there.
More or less. But in this case, it's not really a slumlord. It's more along the lines of a 250-year-old man who is now beyond the limits of giving a rat's ass. He literally looks like Abe Lincoln's twin brother, especially when he dyes his beard black, which he has done. So he didn't help his cause much there.
Gotcha. Okay, so Willis, you have started up a YouTube channel based on religion, political views, and philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
What is your main action here?
After Trump's overwhelming victory, as people in the mainstream media like to call it, the biggest political upset in American history, I decided I was going to put a video up on Facebook of some of my thoughts about it. And it actually got a lot more attention than I initially thought it was going to get. I just had a thought, and for the longest time I've always thought that things I put on Facebook, my thoughts about stuff, don't get translated right in text. So I decided to do one in a video. And it got a lot of attention, so I was like, maybe I could do this a little bit more often and kind of see where it goes. Do I think for 1 second that I'm going to become famous on YouTube? No. Do I think for 1 second I'm going to get rich off of YouTube? No. Do I give a rat's ass on either point? No. It's just, I'm literally nobody, and I have a thought. That's all I even remotely thought it would ever be.
When you saw all those comments on the video, obviously the first reaction was, holy shit, what the fuck are these people doing? They actually have no life. But after that, the thought obviously put a larger consequential thought in your mind, correct?
Yeah, it definitely started dialogue. It got people talking. And the way I look at it is if I get one person to just, even for a moment, have a different thought than what they did before they watched the video, then I think my job was done. And it did get a lot of people talking, putting in their 2 cents, which I'm fine with, whether it be on one side of the spectrum or the other. Everyone's input can be valuable in one way or another. So like I said, if just one person kind of even remotely has a twinge of thought while watching one of the videos I put up, then I've done my job.
Okay. Now, you said that you don't mind from which side of the spectrum they come.
No, I don't mind at all. If you're extreme left, if you're extreme right, centrist, I don't care at all. Your opinion is your opinion. Truth is subjective. The only thing I do not and will not tolerate in any way, shape, or form is if you come into the conversation with any sense of intolerance, no understanding, no reason.
So basically closed-minded.
Closed-minded, or just trying to be a troll.
Okay.
Those are the things I do not tolerate. And one really bad thing with progressives and a reputation that we have is that we're pushovers. We're easily pushed aside, pushed around. I'm not one of them progressives in any sense of the word. I do believe in tolerance. I do believe in understanding, but it's also my opinion that people who do not have tolerance do not deserve tolerance. You know, I do not tolerate intolerance, as contradictory as that may sound. Think of it this way: if a man came up to you spouting, you know, some KKK white power shit, are you going to stand there and listen to him get his word in and go, you know, I understand your point, I understand where you're coming from, I respect your opinion? No, you're not going to do that. Most people with any sense of reason or logic in their head are going to, you know, probably punch that person in the face. You know, I don't condone violence, but, you know, even metaphorically punch him in the face. You're not going to sit there and listen to that kind of crap. Most people won't, unless you yourself have that point of view.
Fair statement. Now, your tagline for your channel, the sound mind of a mad progressive. You brought up contradictions, and funnily enough, this happens to be your main course of action to grab attention, is the contradiction of.
Anybody who knows me well enough knows that I am a glorious embodiment of contradiction. When I say sound mind of a mad progressive, it can be taken two ways. One, sound mind meaning, as it is, sound mind. You're level-headed, you're full of logic, blah, blah, blah. Then you go on and say a mad progressive. Well, that could either be a mad, as in, you know, cuckoo, you know, you're done, lost your marbles with all this crap, or you're mad, you're physically mad, you're frustrated, you're ticked off, you know, about how establishment politics and that establishment ways of thinking are going these days. So you can really take that in multiple ways, and that's kind of the way my mind works. I think one thing, and at the exact same time, think the exact opposite. I try to look at all things from all points of view and all perspectives, within reason. So, sound mind with a little bit of madness, in whichever way you want to interpret the word madness. Think of it that way.
All right, well, this is our introduction. Sound mind of a mad progressive. Look him up. He's gonna get big.
I don't have anything up yet, but I do intend to at least try to get one video out a week, and I don't have anything in particular that I'm going to focus on. It's just going to be whatever comes up throughout that week. Right now, I think the things for this week I'm going to focus on the most is obviously the election, because that's the big talk from everybody. How progressives are being viewed in with this last week. A couple different news topics I'm going to bring up, but mainly, probably within the next few weeks, it's just going to be about what's going on with the election and our beloved President-elect Donald Trump, as hard as that is for me not to vomit up. But yeah, that's what I'm going to focus on for right now, and then go from there. I'm well open to interpretation for anybody saying, you know, hey, talk about this, what do you think of that? You know, there's really no subject I won't touch.
All right. Well, we're working on getting a URL up for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and post this to the Facebook. Like it, share it, make it known. Thank you for this brief interview. We'll see you later.